You better not.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Want to remind you all over social media, Facebook, Blue Sky X, and of course our YouTube channel, The Stephen Knight Show. Please subscribe right now. Chike, you have something you want to announce or discuss?
Yeah. Me and my sister over there, Miss Linnea Love, this weekend we will be working with the Grammy Award-winning best author, uh, fabulous R&B star, Faith Evans. We will be working with her in her Writers Room Incorporated Gala inaugural ball.
Mhm.
It will be the first one, and hopefully it'll be many more because that's the plan. But we're so excited to be in Newark with her this weekend at the Art Museum. If you want tickets or if you're interested, it's going to be star-studded. We have people like El DeBarge. Uh, Help me out, Linnea. El
Avery
DeBarge.
Wilson,
Come
Redman,
on.
Steve. Who else? I feel like I'm missing somebody else.
MC Light,
MC Light is
Redman,
hosting.
Little C's. You
Yep.
know, it's going to be loaded. So it's Saturday, the 27th at the Newark Museum of Art. You can go online for tickets. Just search Writers Room Incorporated and look up inaugural gala and get your tickets if you're so inclined to come. But we're very excited about that because all of this is to help support awareness for autism.
Yeah. And shout out to Faith Evans. Yeah, I heard her and her and Redmond have a new single out. I saw a video for it. It looks
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, in August 2025, jobs report raised serious concerns that Black workers, as unemployment hits the highest level since 2021. Now, the Black unemployment rate rose to 7.5% compared to the national average of 4.3%. Economics caution that the gap is not just passing trend. History shows that the increases in Black unemployment often signals broader weaknesses in the job market. Black women have been hit with especially hard, largely due to federal job cuts. Since early in 2025, over 300,000, Linnea mentioned this earlier, Black women have lost work, sparking lawmakers like Rep. Anaya Presley to call on the Federal Reserve to step in. The steep unemployment rate among Black teenagers adds to the concern, pointing to deeper rooted barriers for young workers trying to enter the job market and build stable careers. Now, the impact isn't limited to individuals and families. Rising unemployment within Black communities can weaken consumer spending, strain local economies, and widen inequity during economic slowdowns. Many analysts believe that Federal Reserve may eventually move towards cutting rates to help steady the labor market. So, Lenny, I know you had mentioned this with Black women specifically. What are your thoughts on this? Because Trump says how much he loves Black people and he does so much for the Black community. So, what do you just talk, or the policies do they play a role?
We know what this is.
Right.
So, for someone who left corporate America in 2023, I'll say this. Um, I have been looking in this job market only because it's the winter time and, being that, I am my new normal without my dad and just my mom and caregiving.
Yeah.
So, I want to not necessarily full time, but something part time that has some consistency. And I have been submitting. You're talking about somebody that has over 20 years of administrative, experience, and it's like crickets. Um, and I'm good at what I do. Like I'm meticulous, I'm organized, and it is like literally crickets when it comes to, just applying and not even getting, like feedback or a phone call.
Mhm.
Um, and of course, we don't know what it really is, but it has not been, and I've talked to some other women, has not been easy, especially those who were let go from these federal jobs where you thought that you would have this job
Right.
for, that's what you were retired from. That's not that was never my life. But for those who I know that were in those positions,
Yeah.
I feel more for them than I feel for myself. You understand what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Because you're like, what am I going to do? Especially when you have younger children and stuff like that. And, at least for me, my passions, bring me in some cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
But for other people who are like, this is what I went to school for. This is supposed to be, when I'm supposed to put my money and get a pension from. How do you recuperate from this? This feels like a version of COVID, but different.
Yeah.
Of being just shut down and shut out, and you don't know when it's going to turn around.
Yeah. It's interesting. A friend of mine who I've known quite a while, and he had taken to LinkedIn and shared that he was looking for employment and how he had put in hundreds of applications, no response, and started to affect his mental health. He said even though he's trying to drive Uber to keep things afloat, but he's starting to lose things one by one. Um, Chike, and when something impacts one group, you see it trickles to other groups. And I see a lot of people on LinkedIn all the time, black, white, Asian, or whatever. They're all people are struggling, to keep their
Yeah.
jobs because the economy is so unstable. What do you say? What are your thoughts on how this is impacting the black community, but the community as a whole?
Well, let's go back to what I was saying earlier about how we have to overcompensate for the skin that we have.
Hmm.
And imagine that times like 1,000 with the job market being the way that it is. And then they slid in that whole, I hate the whole DEI thing. I hate it. I
Yeah.
hate it. It's affirmative action is what it is. Getting rid of affirmative action, which was in the law books. You got rid of it. So now, therefore, there isn't a mandate that they have to give you a chance. Before it was written in law, they had to give you a chance to prove yourself. We can hire you. If you're not good, then we can also fire you.
Right.
But by law, we have to give you a chance. That's gone. So they don't even have to look at you. And it can be straight up discrimination from the door. Oh, no, yeah, we don't want you. A little bit too dark over here. Who's next?
Hmm.
And so with that being said, you're not even seen. Your talent is not even being exposed because from the door, and like we talked about identity politics, the identity of you coming in and they see your face, it's like, oh no, we've made up our mind. The position's filled. And that's the heartbreaking part because there are plenty of qualified people out here in the world, especially in this country, that would never even be given a chance simply because of your last name, the color of your skin, or what's between your legs.
Very true. Adam, what are your thoughts on all this? People are feeling it across the board.
Yeah, I was when I read the hot topic earlier, I was pretty shocked by the numbers. So that was very surprising. I'm in the city of DC, right? So I'm in the ground zero of the
Yeah.
feds, and Lydia's right. Like the back in the day, the Fed job was the safe job. You can
Mhm.
work, you can retire. This was your career. You did what you wanted to do, and now that's up in the air. And you do
Right.
have these people that have specialized skill sets. They were analysts for maybe a certain economic policy or a certain trade policy or, whatever consumer protection policy. And now they have no jobs and they have a skill set that was very specific to a government field. And it is tough. I mean, DC's, I think, still trying to recover from that. We, I think, are fortunate that there's like a lot of nonprofits and there's a lot of private like industries that are trying to pick up the feds that had those experiences. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people are like moving to state politics or kind of city politics or getting into those jobs because yeah, we're losing a lot of good talent here.
Yeah. Even think about the people at CDC, RFJ came in and cut 15 job, top level people in the CDC cut their roles, because they didn't believe in what he believed in based on the years and decades of research they had done. Linnea, you had something to add?
I do. Um, you know what would also I feel like is definitely playing more of a factor now. So when you look at these pay rates,
Mm-hmm.
Ain't enough to feed a goldfish.
Yeah.
First of all, for a part-time job, you got to give me a certain amount per hour
Yeah.
because there's no way I'm going to waste my gas and you trying to pay me under a certain amount per hour. And I let people know that up front. I ain't leaving out the house if it's under this amount.
Yeah.
That and to what Chike said earlier, if you got an ethnic type of name, child, you might as well hang it up. And the questions, I know for you guys because you've been on your job so long, but what I've been running into now, I hate and I don't answer these questions. It's like, what's your race? What's your gender? Are you a veteran? Are you disabled? Why do I know all that?
Mm-hmm. But it's
And
I,
so, wait a minute, I want to point out something on that one because something in there is peculiar to me. So I don't leave my resume off of Indeed. It stays on Indeed
yeah,
just so that I can see what comes in. It's
right.
strategy for me.
Yeah.
So when you fill out applications, right, it asks you your race, right? And then there is another section where they revisit it and they want to make sure that you're not Hispanic.
right.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Exactly. And yeah, that's one of the questions too. It's that I don't know if it doesn't say heritage, it's that ethnicity.
Yeah.
Hispanic or non-Hispanic. That is one of the questions. And seeing it more now, especially with what we're in, because then they phrase it, I forget what they phrase it under. It's like voluntary for
Right.
some nonsense. I don't feel like that should be a part of your questions because it doesn't even involve the application. It comes at the end. And
Mm-hmm.
there is an option for you to say, I prefer not to answer. Listen, you're gonna see that I'm black either when you see me or when you think you're talking to me. Because
No, but I think the thing, Linnea, is when they see that you're black, they want to know what kind of black are you?
I'm caramel. Uh oh, and the other thing to what Adam was saying about nonprofits and stuff. So the nonprofits in this space have to be careful because of this administration. They've
Mm-hmm.
created a whole list of words that you cannot use
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to getting funding for your nonprofit. You can't even use the word black. You can't use the word woke. You can't use the word D. You can't use none of the words that these people don't like.
Yeah.
It comes to trying to get funding for your nonprofit. So now you have to tiptoe around how you're going to get your funding, for your nonprofit, which is a whole nother animal because you might as well knock out a good portion of the dictionary. You can't use the word, I don't even think you can use the word woman.
Yeah.
I think the word woman is on there.
What
Like,
is a woman? What is a woman?
Well, it was interesting. I saw some applications. They asked, what were you assigned? What was your gender?
assigned at birth.
I was like, oh,
Why?
they getting to this thing. They ain't playing. Yeah.
Why? Mm.
All right. Well, changing topics. Cardi B is in the news. So, she released a new album on Friday called "Am I the Drama?" It's already gone platinum. But she announced that she's expecting her fourth child. It was the first with NFL star Stefon Diggs, NFL star. Uh, Stefon Diggs. She confirmed the news while speaking to Gayle King on CBS Mornings last week. She said, I'm having a baby with my boyfriend, Stefon Diggs. I've been putting in a lot of all this work. I'm doing it while creating a baby. Now, I saw a lot of backlash on because people have been asking her, they have been questioning, is she pregnant? Is she not pregnant? There's rumor that she was pregnant with Stefon Diggs. But she even said in an interview she didn't say anything initially because she wanted to make sure that everything was good with the pregnancy. Let her go through a few more doctor's appointments, before she announced. She said at the time of the interview, she hadn't even told her parents, although her mom was giving her side eye, but I saw some people, there was some backlash. They said that they consider Stefan a rebound. She's still married to her husband. But they're going through a divorce. But she said she's still living her life even though she's still legally married. But they say you're not supposed to have a baby with the rebound. You're supposed to just have fun. But she's saying that they're in love and she would get married again. She would get married again. Adam, I know this is one of your favorite topics we're going to talk about tonight. Oh, this is her fourth child. She has three with Offset, her husband, and now she's pregnant with her fourth. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think it's a big deal? I mean, she's a very successful woman, and she seems to be a hands-on mom. What are your thoughts?
So I wish I could be a celebrity and just do all these things.
Right.
She's not gonna, I mean, it's fine, first of all, even if she's not a celebrity, if this is how she wants to live her life. But yeah, just having that ability to, and I know we just talked about a depressing topic right beforehand with
Right.
unemployment, but on the other side of the spectrum, celebrities can have the life they want to live, sell multi-platinum selling albums, and yeah, I mean, let her live her life.
Yeah. Yeah. Chike, she says that right after she has the baby, she starts rehearsing for a tour. She's going on a world tour next year. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, that's that lady's life. I mean, who am I to have input into her life and how she lives her life? If she loves it, I like it. What can we say? We
Right.
we just have an opinion. Everybody does. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And Linnea, she seems to be happy about. She said both of them are happy about the baby. Obviously it wasn't a plan. She said they were having fun. And apparently, they had too much fun. But there's some controversy because another woman is claiming paternity that Stefan is have parent or father of one of her children, and they're going through that whole paternity thing. But Cardi B has made jokes about it online, said I guess we're both baby mamas. Um, that's Cardi B. But what are your thoughts on this?
So a couple things. Stefan Diggs is a young black football player. And he is known for being busy.
Right.
He's known for that. Um and it ain't nobody's business. That woman don't have to say nothing about being pregnant. This is that is a personal choice.
Yeah.
Or whether or not somebody wants to put out there that they're pregnant. She don't owe nobody nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And also, let me say, she comes from a big family. So her having kids, you know what I mean, for her, it's a part of her lineage. Like, I think her grandma had like 13 kids.
One grandparent had 13, had 10.
Yeah, so like she comes from that. So that's normal to her. Also, how y'all gonna talk about this woman when that man cheated on her umpteen times throughout their relationship, and he got all kinds of kids with several different women? This is that's the double standard. That's the issue. Because see, y'all ain't got no problem with him out here spreading his seed, and he done been with several million different people. She got 3 with him and 1 with this dude on the way.
Right.
It is what it is. But I will say that her PR team and marketing team, they are genius with her and promoting this new album. Cause baby, Cardi is out there on the streets. Yes. She like, and she funny. I never really sat down and watched her and listened to her. But Cardi B, 1, is funny. 2, she has never changed who she is, even from when she was on that show. And I never even watched the show, but just watching clips, she's never changed who she is.
Right.
She hasn't code switched. She hasn't done any of that. She has always remained the same person. She just got money. So she elevated herself, and she has been out here promoting this album, baby.
Yes.
On the streets of New York, in her slippers, on the subway. She just been out here doing it. So I give her all the credit for that.
Yeah, she said now that she's pregnant, y'all know she's pregnant, buy her CDs so she can buy diapers for her baby.
But I need money.
But it's funny, she was talking about Janet Jackson is featured on her new album. And they asked her about, working with Janet. She said, when they got clearance, apparently Janet didn't like the production on the song that they had sent. And she changed the whole production and wanted more different artists on there. And she said, one will tell Janet, well, I really don't think. She said, that's Janet Jackson. Okay. She said Janet Jackson took over the whole song, but she said, hey, that's Janet. That's what you do.
She said that's royalty. She said Janet can do whatever the fuck she wants. She's like, that's Janet Jackson. That's royalty. What are you talking about? I'm going to say no to Janet Jackson.
She said. That was hilarious. All right, last story. So I think Xenia Monet is an AI-powered R&B artist created by Mississippi poet Talisha Nikki Jones using a generated music platform Suno. In just a short time, Monet's songs have earned over 10 million streams, with more than half of those arriving in the past week. She's already charted the Billboard's emerging artist list. Industry reports say a bidding war to sign the project escalated to about $3 million with Hollywood media, led by ex-Interscope executive Neil Jacobson, securing a multi-million-dollar record deal. Monet has also topped R&B digital song sales chart with her single "How Was I Supposed to Know." Now, the deal has sparked conversation in the music world. Some artists like Kalani have criticized the idea of multi-million-dollar contracts going to AI creations, raising broader debates about authenticity, copyright, and the role of AI in music. Also, SZA and Chloe Bailey have spoken against this. Now, their argument is that this is something that we've worked hard for. Producers and engineers, everyone, they've studied this. They've worked really hard for their craft, and now we have this AI generated artist who's charting and demanding millions of dollars on a contract. Um, I know prior to this, there have been a lot of AI reinterpreted songs. Like they'll take a song. I remember they had one with Drake, I think, and someone else at the time. But it wasn't really them. It was their AI voice. And I've seen a lot of artists where they've had like a Whitney Houston or someone who's passed away, and they use the AI to interpret their songs and their voice on different songs. Adam, what do you think about this AI artist demanding $3 million contract and charting, getting $10 millions of streams and charting? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's very interesting because I don't know what, the end game in a few years, what is it going to look like? And is this the beginning of kind of that end state? I think, I mean, I assume the 3 million is going to go to Talisha Jones, right? I
Mhm.
mean, she's the creator of it.
Right.
So I guess there's a real person at least getting the money. Uh, Part of me wonders, is this just like a publicity thing? Like this is the first AI artist that record companies want to bid on, so they wanted to say they had the first one, or is it something more of like they actually, we especially like in Asia, like they'll have those digital bands, those Vocaloids, and like those like all computer generated artists that only exist as that as an industry, and those make millions of dollars and bring in tons of money. So I assume there's some financial reason, obviously, for this. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't like it on the surface, but I don't know if there's a real like turning back point, right?
Yeah. And can this AI artist tour? I know the Beatles, I think it was last year, they used AI to digitally modify a song that was recorded back in the day. One of the artists is no longer here, and they used AI to bring the voice out. So they saw it as a positive because they had the family's endorsement on it. But when they talk about how AI is going to take over roles, eliminate certain jobs, now you're seeing it in entertainment in terms of music artists. We already see how it's done in movies. Chike, what are your thoughts on this AI and how it's coming for us?
Well, I mean, it's not like we can stop it, right? So I think, remember before we had the parental warning labels on CDs and tapes and albums. I
Yeah.
think that there should be a label put on anything that's AI, or an indicator stating that it's AI, to give the consumer a choice
Hmm.
whether they want to consume the art or not.
Right.
Me personally, I probably would not want to gravitate toward anything generated by AI because, w- as an artist, I think that the human spirituality that creates art, inside that art lives and embodies the spirit in which it was created. And that's just and I know that AI is art itself because someone has to create it,
Right.
but you're basically, it's fabricated duplication of
Hmm.
something.
Hmm.
And I want authentic from the spirit, from a thought that you created from a human directly. I don't want you to create. If that's the case, if we're going to do the whole AI thing, why make it look like humanistic, humanoid? Why make it look realistic?
Mm-hmm.
Cartoons, we have that. That's generated. That's one thing. Animation is one thing. They took it to another level, and there is a thin line where one can be mistaken for the other. That's why I think it needs to be labeled to indicate what we're getting into, what we're absorbing.
Mm-hmm.
But I also heard the FDA wants to do away with certain things that relates to our foods and things. So I don't know. They just want to feed you stuff without telling you what it is.
Right.
I'm not with that.
And Linnea, ChatGPT is a form of AI, and recently there was a teenager who ended their life based on what they had typed in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT was telling them what to do so their parents wouldn't figure out this was the plan. Um, uh, they said they were doing it for a research paper, so that's how they're able to move forward with it as a teenager. So there are some dangers to AI, but they're saying that if you want to be relevant in the world today, you have to know AI. You need to learn. Do yourself a disservice by not learning AI. What do you see in terms of the checks and balances and the plus and downsides of this technology?
So the one thing that people don't realize is that AI is not new. AI has been around for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
As with anything, it just evolved.
Yeah.
The same way radio evolved, the same way TV revolved. It's just, not revolved, evolved. So it's not like it's new. It's just new to those who are not used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And because we talk about this, I've talked about it in just about every class this semester.
Yeah.
When it comes to AI and it not being new. So this whole this AI artist thing, to Chike's point, you take away the essence
Mm-hmm.
when you create something like this. You take away the soul.
Right.
Yes, we know that there's a human person behind it, but there's not a real person in front. Because I've seen the AI generated video of that person saying, "Oh, thank y'all so much
for the support."
I'm trying to y'all do realize it's not a real person.
Right.
That person that you're looking at is that person probably don't even look nothing like what you're seeing.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you something that's also funny and scary. I've seen these fake AI pages with these scantily clad women.
Yeah.
And you know how these men is up in this AI's comments like this is a real person?
Yeah.
And they notice that it's AI generated, but they're still engaged in the comments as if this is a real person, like she really gonna want you and let you come flew her out somewhere.
Right.
It's not a real person. How does this AI thing work? Like, can you tour? You gonna be able to do meet and greets?
Right. Yeah.
Like, how does that work? Like, what the thing that they used to tell us, when you're in your field, you got to put in the work. You got to put in your 10,000 hours.
Right.
What's the work if AI is doing it all for you?
Yep.
What work are you really putting in? So
Adam, maybe Adam can help me out. What's the film that came out? I know Bruce Willis was in it, and it was about people sending out like a artificially created person for themselves while they sat at home and just operated it from at home on a computer. What movie was that?
I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
It was so ahead of its time, but it's so like in the direction of where we're going right now.
Absolutely.
Was it Assassin?
No.
No.
They got the Uber cars that driving their own now.
No,
Yeah,
sir.
no.
Yeah,
No,
I want to
no.
get in one of those.
I see them all the time downtown Atlanta. Yeah, I can't do it. Listen, guys, we're gonna leave it there. But thank you so much for Hot Topics. Chick and Adam, I'll see you in movie reviews, and we will be right back after this.